Mga kababayan, malakas daw ang ebidensya laban kay VP Sara Duterte sa kanyang impeachment. Ayon dito kay Representative Chua at Representative Defensor. Panoorin po natin ang buong pahayag nila.
You can say something about killing a president or talking or engaging to someone to possibly kill the president. You won't answer allegations of misuse of public funds. You won't answer allegations of bribery.
Actually, isa lang naman dyan ang mapatunayan namin.
Enough.
Enough na eh.
I'm gonna go straight.
Yan po mga kababayan, naniniwala po itong dalawang congressman na malakas daw po ang kanilang ebidensya para ma-impeach po at matanggal sa pwesto si VP Sara Duterte.
Already on point. What's your reaction to the press conference of the Vice President? Go ahead, Congressman.
It made no sense. It had no substance. So wala siyang katuturan as far as we are concerned. In fact, going to a press conference about your impeachment and saying, I won't answer your question o hindi ako sasagot sa tanong na yan, it reflects how she treats her office, and it only goes to show that she does not want to defend herself because that's the perfect opportunity to give a good statement.
Huwag niyo naman po sasabihin na walang sense ang kanyang press briefing na dahil di niya pagsagot na dito sa mga tanong ng mga media. Dahil may karapatan naman po siya talaga natanggihan ang mga tanong nila. Di ba po?
When you're facing the media.
She was actually, she kept saying, the Vice President kept saying, ito lang yung pinapabasa sa akin yung piece of paper. Kaya it's as if she went off script when hindi niya po napigilan to answer some of the questions of the media. So there were questions where she said that, I can't answer that, I can't answer that. So
Well,
you weren't happy with that at all?
You should be able to answer questions from the media. You're being impeached. You were impeached by Congress. So even before trial starts, at least you can have a meaningful answer to the public because we're all watching.
Congressman Chua, were you watching?
Well, to be honest with you, hindi ko masyado siyang pinanood. But siguro, one thing I can say, no, kita na lang kami sa impeachment court. We're ready for her and her antics.
And her antics, ha? Yung sinabi po niya, God save the Philippines, manalig kayo dahil sa taong bayan ang tagumpay. Maybe just to give a little bit of context to those who might not have seen it, ano? The media was waiting for the Vice President. Of course, she finally reacted to her being impeached by the House of Representatives. And it was a very, very short speech, in fact. And I believe ang directive kay Vice President, or the guidance maybe, that's a better word, is that to just stick to this one page, no? To which she said, ang masasabi ko lang, ang sabi po niya, God save the Philippines, manalig kayo dahil sa taong bayan ang tagumpay. Sir, pag sinabi hong God save the Philippines, manalig kayo dahil sa taong bayan ang tagumpay, ano ho ang ibig sabihin nun para sa inyo?
Well, siguro tama siya, no? Kung siya'y may impeach talaga at eventually siya'y mapatunayan na guilty, talagang nasa taong bayan ng tagumpay. God save the Philippines from the Dutertes.
God save
Sana nga ho, mga kababayan, God save the Philippines dahil sa mga pinaggagawa nitong mga to.
the Philippines from what? If we look back at the basis for the impeachment, pag binalikan natin yung video niya, telling the people, may kinausap na ako, na kung pinatay ako, papatayin ang presidente, ang first lady, at ang speaker of the House of Representatives. That's it reflects your moral character, and it says that you are morally unfit to be vice president, saying that on a video live na napanood ng buong sambayanan. That's a direct threat and a violation of the Constitution. It's betrayal of public trust against those who voted for you to perform and act appropriately while you're in office. It's a high crime under the Constitution. And the impeachment, that's the very basis for the impeachment. And to say that God save the Philippines coming from someone like that, that makes no sense at all. So, walang Pilipinong naniniwala sa sinabi niya.
Yun pong...
Wala rin ho maniniwala sa mga pinagsasabi ninyo. At wala ho naniniwala talaga sa inyo dahil pinagluloko niyo po talaga kami.
Yun pong sinabi pa niya na at the end, no? So the speech rather was quite short, and then the Vice President gave that opportunity to the media to ask questions. Actually, ang guidance ata nga talaga sa kanya is not to speak to, she was not supposed to answer questions from the media, but she gave them the opportunity to ask, to which again, she said, I can't answer that, I can't answer that. Pero meron po siyang ibang mga sinagot. And towards the end, ito po yung sinabi niya, yung mas mahirap pang iwan ka ng boyfriend or girlfriend kaysa ma-impeach ka. The Vice President seemed unbothered, sir. Would you agree?
Siguro yun lang pinakikita niya sa taong bayan, di ba? But deep inside, I'm sure she's bothered. Very much bothered.
I agree. It's a defensive mechanism for someone who's absolutely guilty and someone who can look you straight in the
Grabe naman po mapanghusga nito, taong to. Guilty agad. Ano sa tingin nyo? Ganun lang. Eh syempre ho, common sense din ho yun, di ba? Syempre, ibig niya ho sabihin, di ho ba kayo nakakaintindi? Mas masakit ho dun, mas masakit ho kapag may break up, di ba ho? Yun ang ibig niya ho sabihin. Pag ikaw, yung boyfriend mo tsaka girlfriend mo, nagkahiwalay, nag-break up kayo, di ba? Sobrang sakit nun. Hindi ba kayo makaintindi? Itong congressman na to, kala mo, makapagsalita eh.
and answer you properly. It's a trifle answer, no? Kalokohan na sagot yon sa isang bagay that involves national interest.
You know, there was a part, Congressman, when the Vice President was asked, I believe, if she would show up, no, during the impeachment, because pwede ata, according to the Senate President, she could or she couldn't unless she's ordered by the impeachment court. I think there was a part where she said that hindi na lang siya magpupunta para hindi kayo the word escapes me right now, pero siguro maapektuhan, parang ganon. Congressman Joel, would you rather have the Vice President there during the trial?
Well, siguro depende sa articles na itatalakay, di ba? Because I think doon sa Article 1, tingin ko kailangan niyang pumunta at magpaliwanag, di ba? Kung ano talaga yung nasa isip niya. So, depende yan kung ano magiging diskarte ng defense. But insofar as we are concerned, napanood natin yung video, maliwanag na maliwanag. At kagaya nga ng sinasabi ni Congressman Lorenz na talagang that's betrayal of public trust and other high crimes.
Congressman, you're talking about the
High crimes po kaagad ang sinabi. Sobra naman po. Parang nakapatay na ho siya. Di ba ho? Grabe.
supposed or alleged threat. Yun po
Not
yung
only
sinasabi
threat,
niyo.
but the hiring of the assassin.
Okay. We have, I think we have that statement made by the Vice President early on during the press conference, basically saying that hindi niya sinabi yun at kayo lang ang nagsasabi nun. Let's play that.
I did not make an assassination threat to the President. Sila lang nagsasabi niyan. Sila lang nagsasabi may assassination, sila nagsasabi may assassin, may gunman.
Sila, I would assume kayo, kasi yun po yung
not
first
just
article.
Us. Ang mga Pilipino ang nagsasabing ginawa niya yon because everyone saw the video. It's not
Hoy, wag niyo po kami idamay. Bakit kami? Kayo lang ho nagsasabi nun. Hindi ho kami. Wag niyo kami lokohin ho, ha?
at us, yung sila. It's not the prosecutors or the members of the House. It's the public ang nagsasabi.
Pinky, siguro lahat naman tayo nakapanood nun. Diba? At nakita naman natin kung gaano katindi yung mga binitawan niyang salita. At saka yung threat, hindi lamang sa ordinaryong tao. Kung kaya niyang i-threaten ang presidente ng Pilipinas, ang First Lady, at ang Speaker of the House, how much more? Isipin mo na lang kung dumating... Tanda mo, siya ang magiging... siya ang pangalawang pangulo. Siya ang dapat hahalili sa presidente kung
If something
sakasakali
happens to the
na ang presidente ay mawala. So could you imagine kung ano yung state of mind ng pangalawang pangulo? Nakakatakot.
Hindi ho ba, kasi pagka tinanong po si Vice President or tinanong siya in the past about this, no? it was always hinged on, kapag namatay ako, ibig sabihin,
Tama ho yun. Kapag namatay ho siya, doon pa lang ang mangyayari. Pero ho, pag may nangyari ho sa kanya, yun lang ho yun. Pero hindi ho threat dun sa ating bangag. Diba ho? Tsaka yung mga asawa ni bangag, tsaka yung mga pinsan niya. Lahat na ho sila.
nangyayari lang yun kapag namatay ako o merong may premise kumbaga.
Condition.
May condition kumbaga. Is that not acceptable to either one of you?
Of course, it's not acceptable. Whether or not there is a condition, if you engaged or talked to someone and made him or her commit na patayin ang presidente, whether there is a condition...
Mamatay man ikaw o hindi?
Oo, hindi.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It means that you already engaged with someone. Kinausap mo na yung isang tao
Pero
para
hindi
pumatay.
naman daw mangyayari kung hindi siya mamamatay.
The fact that you are the vice president, you swore an oath to abide by the Constitution, may kinausap ka ng taong handang pumatay ng presidente who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, who represents the sovereign of this country. Presidente na binoto ng 31 million people. That shows the moral depravity and your moral, unfit ka morally.
Okay.
Grabe ho tong defensor na to. Unfit daw si Vice President Sara Duterte. Siya kaya umupo na. Gusto yata pumanit na itong maging Vice President eh.
Congressman, siguro mabuti rin rather na ibalik natin yung naging pahayag ni Vice President that time when she was in the House, at the House of Representatives, during the time that her, si Zulaika Lopez, Attorney Lopez, was supposedly going to be moved from the House to a hospital, hindi po, sa Mandaluyong, no? Sa Women's Correctional. This is what happened.
May kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romales. No joke. No joke. Nagdilin na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag ka tumigil hanggang hindi mo mapatay sila. And then he said yes.
Siguro it could be fair to say that a lot of people really saw that part, no, of the statement made by the Vice President. So we're discussing this because yun po yung isa sa mga articles of impeachment.
The very
In fact,
first
it's the first
article.
one. Right.
Article 1.
Article 1. So, pag-usapan po natin yon. Article 1, although marami siya, 7 articles of impeachment ang inyo pong inihanda at inyo pong ipaglalaban, hindi ho, as panel of prosecutors. So, in summary, sir, it is the threat. What else, sir? Yung 7. Congressman Chua, go ahead.
Malversation of public funds, graft and corruption,
Ano po yung
bribery.
malversation?
It involves yung sa 612.5 million na confidential fund. 500 million dito sa Office of the Vice President and 112.5 million sa DepEd. So, nakita naman natin during the course of the hearing na maraming mga questionable. Isa na dito, lumabas yung pangalang Mary Grace Piatos at lumabas sa PSA, nakaramihan dito sa mga pangalan ay talagang fictitious at hindi nag-i-exist. So, paano niya ipaliliwanag ito?
Okay, so
Kaya nga po tinawag na confidential funds eh. Di ba ho? Bakit kailangan nila malaman ho yung mga tao na pinagbabayaran nila? Na parang hindi ho nila alam to. Niloloko lang ho tayo ng mga to eh. Alam naman po nila yan eh. Ipinipilit po nila yun. Na yun ang issue talaga. Pero alam to mga to na alam din nila na gano'n na talaga ganun talaga ang paggasta doon. Dahil hindi mo aalamin kung kanino ka nagbibigay ng pera. Kaya nga confidential fund, di ba? Mga talonggis di ba talaga itong mga to eh.
yun yung malversation. What else?
Bribery.
Okay, ano po yung sa bribery dun sa DepEd?
Pagbibigay ng pera sa mga officials ng DepEd.
Allegedly.
Yes,
Opo.
allegedly.
Dito, dito sa bribery, inamin mismo ni Yusek Mercado at
Gloria
tatlo pa,
Mercado.
at tatlo pang mga opisyal ng DepEd na talaga naman nakatanggap sila. So, dito, masasabi rin natin, maaaring yung pondo na ginamit dito ay sinasabi natin galing sa confidential fund. Now, maaaring ito'y maganda yung kanyang intensyon, pero kung mali ang pagkakagamit dito, ito'y pwede natin sabihin technical malversation. Yung
Yun naman po pala alam niyo pala na kung mali ang paggamit ng pera, wag ho kayo assuming na mali yung pinaggamitan ng pera.
kakabigay mo naman sa mga opisyal, yun ang bribery.
I see. But of course, that is the word of the one who allegedly received it versus the word of the Vice President. Hindi ba?
Yeah. That's also one good reason why she should attend the impeachment trial. It's the perfect opportunity for her to lay down evidence, to present her evidence clearly, and to face the accusations under the articles of impeachment. Otherwise, it's just like the committee hearings in Congress that they won't attend, they won't answer. So there won't be any closure for the
Well,
Filipino.
definitely dito.
Ayun ho ang problema mga kababayan Kaya nga ho siya hindi umaattend doon sa hearing ng Quadcom. Dahil nga, parang akala nyo, sila na yung korte. Pero dyan sa impeachment na ho yan, haharapin niya ho yan. Ilalatag niyo ho lahat ng ebidensya niya. Na proof na hindi talaga siya corrupt. Okay? Yun lang po yun. So magkakaalaman po tayo at ilalatag po niya yan. Dahil hindi po siya natatakot. Haharapin po niya yan.
Kailangan magpakita ang panel of prosecutors at yung
Absolutely.
defense team. Yung panel of prosecutors, how many are you? Are you
11.
11? Are you going to hire private prosecutors as well, gentlemen?
Definitely.
Meron din po.
Meron din naman.
Okay. Do you have anyone in mind already?
Pag-uusapan pa siguro.
Yeah, but we will consider hiring private prosecutors.
Okay, so before we end that particular issue on the articles of impeachment, again, as I mentioned earlier, 7 po siya. Did we miss anything? Malversation, betrayal of public trust, high crimes already mentioned.
May destabilization. And the last article is that the totality of all the accusations as well as her character in acting as vice president, nagawa niya yun. The Constitution provides for very broad definitions of...
Can you explain that, sir? Because the totality of the respondent's conduct as vice president, including her commission of the foregoing acts, clearly display conduct constituting a betrayal of public trust, culpable violation of the Constitution, graft and corruption. What do you mean by the totality of her conduct?
Totality of her conduct from Articles 1, 2, and 3. So kasama dyan ang betrayal of public trust that the Constitution does not define. Also culpable violation of the Constitution as well as high crimes. But when we put together what the Constitution is intended, what it has intended by our framers, while right now they may not constitute a direct crime, it reflects a gross faithlessness in public trust. Inelect ka sa isang mataas na posisyon as Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines, and you can say something about killing a president or talking or engaging to someone to possibly kill the president. You won't answer allegations of misuse of public funds. You won't answer allegations of bribery. Kasama yan. So the totality...
Yun ang totality.
Yes.
Was there a need for that, Congressman Joel?
Was there a
Yung
need for
7, oo. Yung lagay pa yung totality.
Well,
Yung isa-isa nyo na
Well, actually, isa lang naman dyan ang mapatunayan namin.
Enough.
Enough na So, but of course, baka mamaya meron pa kami mga, in the course of the trial, baka meron pa kaming matuklasan. So, at least meron tayong provision for that.
So naniniwala po sila talaga na malakas ang ebidensya nila dito nga sa impeachment ni VP Sara Duterte. Tignan ho natin kung talaga mapapatunayan nila yung mga akusasyon nila sa kanya.
I think you would probably be referring to, if I could guess, is probably the opening of bank accounts.
Kasama rin yun. Pang number 4 yun.
Number four.
That is Article 4, yung sa SALN niya.
Salen. All right.
Yes.
Just to be to clarify this, you're both re-electionists.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So would you have rather had the hearing rather the
Yan po mga kababayan ha. Tandaan nyo itong dalawang congressman na to. Re-electionist po to. Kung iboboto ba natin to o hindi. Mga pinagluloko kasi ho tayo na itong mga to eh.
impeachment trial mangyari na ho ba as soon as possible? What is your personal take on it, Congressman Joel? Mangyari na ASAP o okay po yung June 2?
Well, sa akin kasi, mas maganda kung mangyari na ASAP eh. Because number one, nakalagay naman ito sa ating saligang batas, sa Constitution, where it states that shall forthwith. Shall is mandatory. Hindi naman po ginamit dito yung may para magkaroon ng option. So yung forthwith is immediately. So by using these two words, sinasabi ng ating saligang batas, dapat sa lalong madaling panahon.
Yan po yun. Yeah, yung Article 11 po ata yan eh. Article 11, Section 3 of the 1987 Constitution. Were you disappointed, Congressman, that the Senate said, we'll do this on June 2?
We respect their decision, but I'm disappointed. It would
Disappointed daw po sila dahil nga hindi nga ginawang kagad ng paraan. Paano ba naman ho? Pinamadali ho si Senate President Chis Escudero na pagkatapos ng adjourn nila is pinasa sa kanila yung Kongreso. Na talagang atat na atat eh. Ngayon, ito nga sinabi ni Senate President Chis Escudero na pinaghintay nila ng 2 buwan bago nila i-submit sa Senate. Tapos ngayon sinisisi nila ang Senado dahil nga ayaw pa-aksyonan. Sino ba kagad mag-a-action nito? Sila nga ang nag-delay para ipasa itong impeachment na to. Sila rin mga kalokohan din ho nila itong mga to eh. Tapos ngayon, sinisisi ang Senado. Mga loko-loko talaga, mga tolonggis talaga itong mga to eh.
be best for everyone, for the country to proceed with the trial and give clarity to the issues as soon
Best for the country. Kayo, sa inyo lang, sa best interest nyo po yung mga yan. Huwag nyo nga ho kami lukuhin.
as possible.
There's a point raised by the Senate President, gentlemen, no? Kasi they didn't take this up during plenary last Wednesday, which was the last day for
Tama.
both houses of Congress, no? So marami po nagtanong bakit hindi kaya na-take up, because there are procedures that need to be followed, such as the Senate Secretary has to look into the verified, the articles of impeachment rather, and then they have to update their rules, etc. So, nung tinanong po siya, parang sinabi din naman po ni Senate President na kayo nagtagal din naman kayo ng 2 buwan.
Yeah, exactly. Yan po. Sila ho nag-delay niyan eh. Tapos sisisihin nila ang Senado. Mga tolonggis ho talaga itong mga to eh.
Tapos ipinasa nyo to at the last minute, at the last hour, na alam naman na mag-a-adjourn na po ang Senado at Kongreso. Bakit ho kayo nagtagal? Kasi meron naman pong 3 ready. December 2, December 4, at December 19 na impeachment complaints. But you didn't act on it.
Exactly ho. Yan ang tanong, di ba? Paano kasi mga tolonggis ho kasi itong mga to eh.
Why was it necessary for the 4th one?
Well, actually, hindi naman kami nagtagal. It just so happened, nung una pong impeachment complaint na ipinasa, that is 23 articles. So kung ito po ay dadaan tayo sa, let's say, ipapasa natin sa Committee on Justice, magtatagal ito. So ang Congress po kasi, unlike yung Senate, ang Senate po kasi is continuing body. So even after June 30, po pwede pa rin to tuloy-tuloy na i-hear. Ang Congress po, pag nagsara na sa end ng June, tapos na po kami.
Ganun ho. Pag kayo tapos na talaga. Pero ang Senado, kung gugustuhin nila na magtuloy-tuloy ang trabaho nila. Parang napaka-unfair ho talaga nun ha. kayo nakabakasyon na, tapos sila, mga senado, hindi. Mga tulongis pala itong mga to eh.
So, ibig sabihin, pag hindi po namin naitapos ito, ang mangyayari po niyan, back to zero kami. May 1-year ban.
How does that work, sir nga? Oo,
Yung
kung mag-back to
1 year
zero kayo,
Hindi maganda, mag-back to zero kayo, mga tulongis. Dahil kasalanan din nyo naman yan eh. Bakit nyo dinelay? Tapos ngayon, sisihin nyo, senado. Tulongis talaga itong mga to eh.
tapos
Di may
1 year
1 year
ban.
ban. So, ibig sabihin, bibilan tayo ng 1 taon bago
Correct.
tayo mag-file ng another impeachment.
From when?
Kasi matapos ang Kongreso. So if we will, kung gano'n ang mangyayari sa atin, ano pa mangyayari? Mamamatay na yung issue. At
Gano talaga mangyayari? Kaya ano talaga mangyayari? Mamamatay talaga yung issue dahil sa kagagawa nyo. Kasalanan din ho naman ninyo talaga yan. Tapos ngayon, isisisi nyo sa Senado. Yun.
At saka, ang nakalagay kasi sa ating batas, dapat sa 1 taon, isang beses lang mag-file ng impeachment.
No
sa
impeachment complaint can't be filed more than once in a
Yes.
period of 1 year.
Sa same impeachable official.
Opo.
So, yun ang magiging dilema namin. So, eto naman, could you imagine, 23 articles. Paano namin iisa-isahin yon? Hindi po ba? So, ngayon, ang ginawa namin, pinagsama namin, ito eksakto lang.
But
7
wait,
lamang. 7.
the third impeachment complaint, I think, only had 1 article of
Ayun nga yung problema,
impeachment.
sobrang iksi naman. So, pagka sobrang iksi naman, baka mamaya mabasura rin lang. So, kailangan siyempre yung medyo maayos.
1 was too long? What about the second one?
Short din.
If I were to endorse any impeachment complaint, pipiliin ko yung gusto ko and probably the best impeachment complaint. So after we had party consultations internally, I think we came up with a perfect impeachment complaint that reflects the allegations clearly, reflects the allegations through the 7 articles. And I'm glad that the members of Congress had the same confidence in that 4th impeachment complaint.
But you had at least a month. You had, sabihin po natin December 2 yung unang complaint na na-file. You filed the complaint, the 4th one, February. So December 2 versus February, when did you file it, sir?
The other day.
5. Okay. So let's put it at almost 2 months. You have a team. You have your congressional staff that can help you. Kaya niyo po ito gawin in the soonest possible time. Why did it take you 2 months to file the 4th impeachment complaint?
It takes
Yan po ang tanong. Di ba po? Tapos, pinipressure po nila ang Senado na madaliin, ASAP. Mga tulonggis talaga itong mga to eh, no? Sila tumagal ng 2 buwan, tapos gusto nila ura-urada. In isang oras pa lang nila ipinasa yung complaint, impeachment. Tapos ngayon sila mamadali ng Senado. Mga tulonggis talaga itong mga mga congressman na to eh.
215 to agree on what they will endorse. And it's not that easy. You have how many? 7 political parties. You have 3 pending impeachment complaints where, while you have been consulted, none or very few were convinced. Kasi kung kumbinsido ang ibang miyembro when the very first impeachment complaint was filed, nagdagsaan na yan dun sa first impeachment complaint.
Baka ayaw nyo lang dahil hindi sa inyo nagsimula o nagmula.
I won't say
Is
that. I won't say that.
Okay.
I won't say that. I think when she did that video threatening the president,
Alam nyo, mga kababayan, kaya ho nakumbisa yung mga ibang yung mga ibang tulonggis na congressman na dyan. Dahil ho, ayun, nagkabigayan na kung magkano yung magiging proyekto nila. Yun lang ho yun.
president and saying na may kinausap na ako para pumatay sa presidente, everyone was thinking, this is a clear violation of the Constitution. It's betrayal of public trust.
Okay.
Hindi ho yun ang dahilan, mga kababayan. Sa tingin nyo po, naniniwala ho kayo, yun ang dahilan. At bigla sila nakumbinsi itong mga talongis na mga congressman na to. Dahil kailangan ho nila ng ganito, ng mga lagay. Yan, totoo yung mga sinasabi ho ni Mayor Magalong. Yung 777 na yan. Sobra ho yan. Kagarapalan ho yan.
It's a possible high crime.
So, okay, I'll go back to the question. Do you feel that nagkaroon din kayo ng pagkukulang by filing it last February 5, the last day of session?
Wala naman, because that is our option. Dalawa po kasi yan eh. Una, indadaan mo sa committee, at yung isa naman, House action. At yun lang ang
Fast
ginawa
track.
namin, yung House action. Ang kailangan natin dyan is 1/3. Ito naman, hindi naman first time nangyari. Nangyari na rin po ito nung panahon dati ni Presidente Erap Estrada.
Right.
And,
The House Speaker then
just
was
to add,
Villar, no?
yes.
Yeah.
Just to add, when that impeachment complaint was endorsed and transmitted to the Senate, it's the last day of our legislative calendar. Legislative calendar. It means the period where we exercise our legislative power to pass laws. An impeachment process is not part of the exercise of our legislative power. As I said, it's sui generis. It's a class of its own.
Sui.
O, yun naman pala ho eh. Hindi nyo ho, session ho yun no. Tapos paano, ang ginawa nyo ho, biglaan ho, yung pagkasa nyo ng impeachment kay BP Sara Duterte. Intention nyo ho talaga na pamadaliin ito na ibigay sa Senado. Tapos ngayon, isisisi nyo sa Senado yan. Kakasabi nyo palang, yan na, nahuli na ho kayo, na ang inuuna nyo yung legislative na to pass the law. Tapos, pero ano ang inuna nyo? E di yung, yung kay BP Sara na impeachment. Di ba? Pinagluloko talaga ho tayo na itong mga, tatandaan nyo itong mga, congressman na to. Tandaan nyo po ito.
It can be interpreted, while there may be some objections to it. Kahit tapos na ang legislative calendar nyo, pwedeng umusad yan kung gugustuhin ng Senado, kahit nag-adjourn na rin sila. Because it ended with the legislative calendar, but it should not terminate the period.
You know, that's something really I
Talaga ho ipinipilit nila na pwede na ituloy ng Senado yan. Bakit nyo kailangan diktahan ng Senado? Di ba ho? Kayo ho, naka-recess na kayo, bakasyon na kayo, pero gusto nyo magtrabaho ang Senado dahil sa mga ginawa nyo. Talaga ho, ano ho ito? Di ba ho? Halata hong pinagluloko tao yun na itong mga to.
was thinking about when Senate President Chisa Escudero was saying that ang pagkaintindi ko po, of course, hindi naman po ako abogado, na kung nag-umpisa yung proseso habang they were in session, pwede siyang magpatuloy kahit na nag-adjourn na sila nung Wednesday.
Exactly ho. Tama yung sinasabi mo. Di ba ho? Kung naibigay nila na maaga yan, di wala ho naging problema. Sa kanila ho may problema. Yan, mga talonggis na yung mga yan.
Problema kasi, pinadala nyo nung last day at
Yan.
5 p.m., tinanggap ng Senate Secretary, so they didn't have time. Kasi nga, kailangan i-check ni Senate Secretary. Kailangan
That's
po
true.
nilang i-update yung kanilang rules.
That's fine.
Kailangan po nilang manumpa.
Oh, ngayon, that's fine, that's fine. Di ba, narinig nyo? Sinasabi niya, that's fine. Ngayon, that's fine. Tapos sinasabi nyo na pinipilit nyo pwedeng iusad ng Senado. Tapos ngayon, hindi nyo ma-accept na ganun. Tapos, nakikita nyo naman po, ganito ang ginagawa nila. Oh, pinagluloko tayo ng ng mga congressman itong mga to. Maniniwala ba tayo dito sa mga to? Mga kababayan, pakinggan nyo yung mga sinasabi nila. Naririnig natin sa sarili ng salita na ganito. Intindihin ho natin kung ano yung mga sinasabi nila. Yun mo, na nalalaman natin na ganito, gusto nila mangyari agad, ay usad agad, pero ngayon, kasalanan naman nila na hindi sila napaghintay, di ba? Ang tagal nilang ipinasa sa Senado. Yan tuloy ay nangyari sa kanila dahil hindi pumayag ang ito si Senate President Chis Escudero sa ginagawa nila na ito na kagad i-convene, dinggin kagad ang impeachment ni VP Sara Duterte. Tama lang ho sa inyo yan. Maghintay ho kayo. Kasalanan din yung naman yan. Hindi ho kasalanan ng Senado.
Kung nangyari daw po yun, habang may session pa, magpapatuloy, there's a big possibility that it'll continue even during the break. So again, I ask, nagkulang ho kaya kayo dito?
Hindi naman. Because
Okay.
unang-una, talagang ginawa lang naman namin kung ano yung talagang dapat namin gawin. At syempre, hindi naman kami
Yan po sinabi ho niya. Nagkulang sila. Dahil sa panahon na inaaral pa nila yung dahil syempre, aanuhin po na nila yan. Pag-aaralan muna nila. Ito, 2 buwan bago nila pinag-aralan talaga na ipasa ito sa Senado. Inamin mo nila na nagkulang sila talaga. Yan po.
sampa o magpa-file ng articles of impeachment na sa tingin namin ay medyo mahina. So, syempre, gusto rin namin yung articles of impeachment na isasampa namin sa Senado talagang solid
Okay.
at talagang hitik sa ebidensya.
Kung Pilipino
Yan po ang patunay, mga kababayan, na nagkulang sila. Dahil huwag niyo husisiin ang Senado. Dahil kasalanan din ho naman yan. Yan po. Kayo nang po pala ang may problema dyan
ka, gusto mo bang makita ang minadali na i-endorse ang isang impeachment complaint na inendorsa ng 10 members of Congress? 20, 30, 50? O mas magandang in-endorse nyo at the most opportune time with more than 1/3, more than 1/2, in fact, more than 215, and I understand there are more who are willing to endorse it.
215 more than. More than yung mga nabigyan na. Kaya kayo nakakuha ng boto. Yun lang ho yun.
All right.
Di ba mas maganda pakinggan yon para sa
Well,
Pilipinas?
we're laying that question on the premise that you preferred that the impeachment trial happened ASAP. For that to have happened, the way forward should have been, in my opinion, sir, my
Right.
humble opinion, was that it was sent to the Senate while they were still in session to give them time for the Senate Secretary to read the articles of impeachment, to verify it, because there's something we
We're
need
not
to talk
pressuring
about that.
them anyway.
Ngayon, hindi na pinipressure daw. We're not pressuring them anyway. Ay, mga talonggiso talaga to. Makikita ko mga pinagsasabi na ito. Kanina, gustong-gusto na nilang gawin agad. Pagawa kagad sa Senado. Tapos ngayon, we're not pressuring them. And then they can wait. Ano ba kayo? Bangag din ba kayo?
We don't want them to read an impeachment complaint with 23 articles of impeachment.
Okay.
We want the ones that we prefer, with
All
the
right.
articles that we prefer.
Okay, there's an important part here, sir. Sabi din po ni Senate President na kailangan tingnan daw yung mga signature. There is such a thing, obviously, as an e-signature and wet signature. Kailangan daw wet signature. Abogado po kayo, tama ho ba yun? Kailangan verified before the SecGen at kailangan
That's right.
daw wet signature. Ang ibig po sabihin,
Yan, tama mo naman yun. Siyempre, dapat, nandun sila mismo talaga yung nag-sign na mga congressman dyan sa Kamara. Siyempre, maraming oras pa bago pag-usapan talaga at ano itong impeachment na to masimulan, di ba?
In nung wet signature
Actual
ay
na.
actual. Okay. Do you agree? This is, Kong Joel.
Tama naman, pero even assuming for the sake of argument, tanggalin natin yung mga pumirma ng e-signature. Diba? More than sufficient pa rin ng 1/3.
Are you sure?
O, tignan mo ha. Tignan mo ho. Yung e-signature hindi po pwede, hindi valid yun. Ano ang sinasabi nila? Pag ano yun, tatanggalin daw. O, tignan, galing mo sa bibig niya ha. Kung sino yung mga bumoto, pwedeng tanggalin e-signature kasi hindi pa pwede yun. Kailangan manual. Ikaw mismo actual. O, pakinggan nyo ho to ha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yung mga pumirma ng wet
Yes,
signature
definitely.
is more than one
Walang
or two.
isig.
Wala.
Walang isig.
Wala.
Wala.
Personal.
Walang ano.
Personal kami pumirma doon.
You
Zero
think
isig.
that two
Oh, personal daw sila na pumunta doon. Eh, kakasabi niya lang ho kanina, yung ano daw, pwede nilang tanggalin yung mga isig. Pero ngayon, personal na yung 215 na pumirma doon. Tingnan niyo.
115 personal po yun nangyari
Personal
nung
yun.
Wednesday.
Personal nangyari.
I see.
Oh, tingnan mo. Personal nangyari. Naniniwala ho ba kayo dito sa mga tulongis na to? Mga pinagluloko talaga tayo eh. 215 personal daw. Wala hong isig daw dun. Yung e-signature. Tingnan nyo. Malalaman ho natin dun sa mga pinagsasabi nila. Kung totoo nga ang mga pinagsasabi nitong mga to. Halatang halata ho na pinagluloko ho tayo. So, panoorin nyo na maigi itong mga pinagsasabi ho nila. Dahil nalalaman natin na galing mismo sa kanila na nagsisinungaling ho sila.
Tinasabi po nilang easy, eto na lang yung humahabol na 25.
Yeah.
So pahabol na lang yan eh. Pero yung dinala sa kanila na 215, lahat yung personal. At lahat kami na.
Oo, talaga ho Talaga, tignan ho natin sa susunod na mga araw.
Partido ata ang dumating, is that correct?
Hindi naman, parang paisa-isa kami, padalawa until we...
Kung talaga ho sila actual ho yun mga dumating. Lahat na yung mga congressman nun at nag-sign na actual ho talaga. Yan, tignan ho natin, mapapatunayan ho natin. Babalikan ho natin tong video na to. Kung talagang totoo nga itong sinasabi itong mga to, actual nga ho talaga. Diyan pa lang ho titignan natin kung totoo nga ang mga pinagsasabi nito at di sila nagsisinungaling. Kita nyo na ho. Sabi nila kanina, pwede nila tanggalin yung isig. Sabi ho ni Chua kanina, di ba? Ibig sabihin, mayroong pumirma doon na isig. Tapos ngayon, sasabihin nila na actual, yung 215 na pumirma doon. Diyan natin malalaman kung matutuloy nga itong impeachment trial na to. Okay?
May mga grupo rin.
Meron ding grupo. Sir, another thing that needs to be discussed here is that do you know or do you have an idea, kasi pag June 2 mag-umpisa, let's say magkaroon po ng impeachment court. So ito po pa rin si 19th Congress, the 19th Congress na senador, ano? But by that time, meron na pong bagong 12. Pero they will still, the judges will still be the original 24. Tama po. Pagkadating po ng June 30, may bago na pong 12, hindi ho ba? How do you know or how would you perceive the impeachment trial to proceed? Can they take it from the original 24 and move forward, or back to zero ho kaya si 24 senators as judges in appreciating the evidence or what is presented? Let's say it starts on June 2. Sir, go ahead.
Our Constitution, which was patterned after the United States Constitution through the 1935 Constitution, in
Ano? In US ba yan?
nila, there were two
Uy, ang pinag-uusapan ho dito, yung Constitution sa Pilipinas, hindi ho US. Tignan nyo ho, ano yung pinagsasabi ho nito? Constitution sa Pilipinas, hindi o US ang pinag-uusapan dito. Tignan nyo, halatang halata ho na nililin lang ho tayo na itong mga taong to. Halatang halata ho, mga kababayan. Papahig ho ba tayo sa mga ganyang ginagawa nila sa atin na panlilin lang? Tandahan nyo itong congressman na ho to. Tandahan nyo ito.
Justices of the Supreme Court, which crossed over to the next Senate while the impeachment trial was ongoing. We could say that even the Senate President Escudero said there is a possibility that it could cross over in the 20th Congress. Maybe it would also depend on the internal rules of the Senate or the Senate impeachment rules, if he will allow that.
Ano nga eh? Will it be up to the rules of the Senate, sir?
Ako kasi personally, my opinion is that the Senate is a continuing body. Kaya pwede ito tuloy-tuloy.
Ito na ho pinipilit na itong si Chua. Chua ba yan? Chua. Yeah, Chihuahua. Na continuing body daw ang Senado. So ngayon, magpapatuloy pa rin yung dating mga senador. Ayan ba ang ibig niya sabihin? Na magiging tawag dito, mga husgado para kay BP Sara. The longest pala to eh. Siyempre, yung mga bagong uupo na mga senador. Mga bago na mga uupo. Kung talagang itutuloy ito o hindi. Sila na ho magdi-decide dyan. Yung mga bago na ho. Dahil panibagong naman to eh. Di ba? Kasi sila na ho nanalo eh. Bakit mo pa isasama pa uli yung mga luma na hindi na senador? Di ba? Common sense lang ho yan. Tulongis talaga.
Na magpalit yung composition.
Yes. So, magpapalit lang yung mga senator judges, di ba? So, yun lang ang magiging Ngayon, like for example, ngayong 19th Congress, ang bilang is 23. So, pagdating ng 20th Congress, because of the election of the 12 senators, magiging buo na naman sila. 24 na naman.
Right.
Kaya, ang maapektuhan lamang dyan is yung number.
Yeah.
Diba? Yung 2/3 na kailangan kunin.
And
O kaya nga, tignan nun natin kung may suporta o kung talaga ma-impeach nga si Vice President Sara Duterte. Tignan nun natin. So mga kababayan, piliin na po natin, sana po yung PDP laban, i-ano po natin yan, i-straight vote po natin. Yung ito nga, ito yung mga in-endorso ni Tatay Digong na yun po ang mga iboboto natin mga kababayan para hindi po ito magtagumpay itong mga longest na pinagloko tayo nitong mga kongresistang to.
like every court, may mga kasong nagpapalit na ng judge, nagpapalit na mga justices. Tuloy pa rin ang kaso. Hindi na di-dismiss yun.
Good point. But then as you mentioned, it is a
Sui generis, a class
sui
of its own.
generis. I can't keep remembering.
That's
So it's
right.
a court, a court of its own, right?
Yeah.
So you can't really pattern it after the regular courts.
That's right.
So mahirap po sabihin ihalin tulad na.
Well, we can say that it is sui generis because it is a political exercise. Unlike yung iba kasi, it's quasi-judicial and ganun nga yung treatment doon. Dito kasi iba eh.
Okay. Last point I wanted to raise because we have to go. There was a report by the PCIJ that looked into the numbers of those who had signed the impeachment complaint. Parang lumabas po that 70%, I hope I'm getting my figures right, from Mindanao, 70% Mindanao congressmen signed the impeachment complaint. And there are almost 30 who did not. Would you know this to be accurate?
No, I'm not...
Yeah, there were many who signed from Mindanao.
If accurate, does that say anything to you? Again, 70% of
I think
Mindanao.
70% of all members of Congress. more than 60% from Mindanao.
Ang basa ko po ay 70% ng Mindanao congressmen signed the impeachment complaint, 30% did not. Ano po? Yun po ang aking pagkabasa, no? I guess to end this, my question is, if accurate, what does that say about the influence, maybe, of the Dutertes in Mindanao? Maybe just as a last words, Congressman Joel.
Well, in terms of votes,
Yes. Influence, votes.
well, tingin ko naman iba-iba yung galaw nila doon. But of course, it will somehow, it's a challenge on the part of the congressmen who are running, especially those who are running for re-election in Mindanao, no? So, but
It's a challenge talaga dahil hindi na sila boboto ng mga taga Mindanao. Yan po talaga, ibabasura ho sila talaga dyan. Hindi na ho sila susuportahan ng mga, kasi yung Mindanao ho, puro karamihan ho, Duterte ho dyan eh. So yung mga bumoto ho dyan at mukhang pera, talagang pupulutin sila sa basurahan.
ako, naniniwala ako, they sign it based on the evidence, based on the merits of the impeachment complaints.
Hindi ako naniniwala sa doon based on evidence. Naniniwala ako doon sa, syempre dito, sa lagay-lagay, sa 777.
So, and they're just doing their constitutional duty.
Congressman Lawrence.
It reflects the confidence and the conviction of the members that being online, on video, threatening the life of the president is enough for them to withdraw support, at least for this exercise, from the Dutertes.
Congressman Defensor and Chua. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
So, yan po, Congressman Defensor and Chua. Yan po yan. Yan po ang dalawang yan. So, based on the video daw, yun po, ang malakas na ebidensya nila na threaten doon sa kay Bangag. Ayun po. So, tignan ho natin kung ano mangyayari sa susunod na kabanata. So, ano po masasabi nyo dito mga kababayan? Mag-comment lang po at huwag magkalimutan mag-subscribe. Maraming salamat po.